I would be doing the second negative rebuttal. Let me start by addressing the affirmative contention that California faces hard economic times. This is clear to everybody that lives in California as well as the whole nation of America. We are facing hard economic times. And there are, according to the subpoint B, millions cut from the police. But for both subpoint A and B, the death penalty is not the unique cause of this budget crisis. The death penalty has only been used 13 times, as my opponents say, and that's not even enough to qualify for the millions and millions of dollars that we are in debt. And their subpoint C, they address that more than 1,000 officers were laid off due to this crisis. But once again, the affirmative is stating that the death penalty is the cause of this. But once again, it is not the unique cause of this. In fact, the death penalty hardly makes any debt happen. I'm not even sure when the last time a convicted felon was sentenced to the death penalty in California. No time in this last decade. They also state in their contention, too, that life without parole instead of DP, like I said in my second contention, or my second negative constructive, criminals have the chance to get free. They can re-enter society. They can cause more harm. They can damage everything that we have built to protect. In their first affirmative constructive, they also do not state how much money is wasted or how much money could be saved. And they also do not clarify how many death penalties have even taken place. As far as killing the innocent, I have evidence that DNA testing and other methods of modern crime and science are now effectively eliminate all uncertainty as to a person's guilt. From Joe Mazzarelli, graduated from Wisconsin University with expertise in fields of psychology, history, and law. And he states, one of the biggest arguments against the death penalty is the possibility of error. Sure, we can never completely eliminate all uncertainty, but nowadays it is about as close as you can get. DNA testing is over 99% effective, and even if DNA testing and such other scientific methods didn't exist, a trial and error appeals process is so thorough, it's next to impossible to convict any innocent person. This proves that innocent people will not be slaves. They have to go through in these days of times, they have to do DNA testing, and I did a 12-panel jury to fully and completely agree that this man or woman is guilty. And 99% is pretty effective to me, and I believe that if it can save people's lives, then it is definitely worth it. And the death penalty is empirically proven to deter murders, as David Mohosen, Senior Policy Analyst at the Heritage Farm Center for Data Analysis, states. Recent studies using panel data techniques have confirmed that what we learned decades ago, capital punishment does in fact save lives. Over the years, several studies have demonstrated a link between execution and decrease in murder rates. In fact, studies done in recent years using sophisticated panel methods consistently demonstrate a strong link between executions and reduce of murdered innocents. Using the panel data set over 3,000 countries from 1977 to 1976, Professor Hashman Desbakish of Emory University found that each execution on average results in 18 fewer murders. And if we can sacrifice one life of a murderer, child rapist, somebody who has caused harm to our society to save 18 innocent lives, then I say that is the best option we can go for. And to reinstate my point that the death penalty is not the unique cause of the contentions that the affirmative is bringing up. We are not the reason why we're in a crisis, and we're not the reason why we continue to be in a crisis. If the affirmative is worried about deterring crime and police not being able to protect themselves, then what better way to have the death penalty in order to deter these future crimes and keep society safe?